as a means of celebrating our story, to ask them their stories.
Yes, because the most wonderful thing about the internet for me is to be able to share with parents. I only had 2 friends who had kids with autism when Matt was little, and unfortunately there's plenty.
Well, it's autistic spectrum stuff is a real wide range nowadays. We have plenty of people in plenty of different conditions, stratas of life, and I want to emphasize that there's plenty of people in high stratas of life, plenty of people who live comfortable, normal, loving lives with plenty of friends and parties and good work and high-paying jobs. I know those people. Sadly, they're, like most of us, they are a bit shy about it, and kind of our job is to not be shy about it.
Marlene Zamet wrote, I love my kids because they know all about love despite their autism. They have the best cuddles, kisses, and hearts of gold. And then an adult on the spectrum.
That was awfully sweet, that last one.
Yeah, that was nice. An adult on the spectrum wrote, I love my life because I have all the basics needed to survive. Healthcare, shelter, food, clean water and sanitation, and safe places to sleep. And learn, if I want to, and electricity. So that's from a satisfied adult. Carnalf writes, I love my kid because my kid understands me very well. That's the truth. He understands me better than I do at times.
No one says, well, actually, plenty of people say that it's hard to understand if you're on the spectrum, but really, we do. We just analyze in a different manner.
Yeah.
Zoe
May writes, I love my life because of the people who are in it. Well,
you can't make people...
When you see autism on the news, autism can't this, autism can't that, autism can't this.
Well, that's just...
Autistic kids can be a joy, and autistic adults can have happy lives.
Happy, functional, if not quirky lives. Well, quirky makes it sound like it's supposed to be entertaining, like Seinfeld or something. But sometimes sometimes it's Seinfeld, but not funny at all. So it's like Friends.
We shouldn't.
Sorry, I'm not a fan of the Friends sitcom.
We shouldn't say autistic people can't communicate, can't socialize, can't stand changes. We say autistic people need help with communication. They need instruction in socializing. They need help with anxiety levels and ritualistic behavior. And some will need help their whole life, but the brain can learn your whole life under the right circumstances.
Well, sometimes it's just like fixing a clock. Like, you can say a clock is always wrong by being 5 minutes behind or 5 minutes ahead. You just need to tap it down a bit, and then it's right on course. It's functioning perfectly well, just out of sync.
There's a place for everybody. There's a place for everybody. Joan Lulich wrote, I love my son because he showed me how to love myself. And that's interesting to me because my son's an artist and I'm an artist too. And we share that and how he lives his life as an artist, as a determined, hardworking artist. It inspires me. An adult on the spectrum wrote, you assume that you are the one who is different, but I would like to suggest that, quote, differences should not be compared to a norm that is set by those who are wildly creative, incredibly intelligent, and amazingly innovative, like you, me, our respective children, and most of our close friends and associates. I truly believe that we are the norm, and all the rest of the vast herd are the ones who are different. Love you. And until infinity and back again.
Well, that's bold. That is bold. Though I would sometimes nickname that the Magneto perspective. Certainly, it's nice for us to remember how much more intelligent and insightful many of us can be, but this is, I think, a matter of, practice, effort, and talent like any person. It is just the nature of it. What I want to say is that autistic spectrum is just another perfectly valid state of biological mind function.
It's a different mind.
But still a mind.
A beautiful mind. A left-handed person is different from a right-handed person. It's different brains. There's place for all of them. And don't go writing me that your troubles are bigger than a left-handed person. I know that.
Well, sometimes bigger, sometimes smaller. Sometimes we need to look at our troubles as big to defeat them as dragons. Sometimes we need to look at our problems as small to overcome and run past them. But that is all about personal effort and personal comfort. You can't, make a statement that the problem is this big or the problem is this small, because it really is a snowflake issue. We all have it in a different degree, in a different way. But by and large, I feel there are a lot of capable, wonderful, intelligent, brilliant people that simply need the confidence and understanding to find who they are.
Keith J. Nelson writes, I love my kids because when I sought to inspire them, I was inspired. They are my heroes.
Yeah.
From Linda Imler. Hi, Linda. I love you. I finally, in my late 50s, accepted that I am different and there may be a physiological reason for it. Now I am free from the need to conform to all of the societal expectations that have maybe made life harder for me than it had to be. I am quirky, don't pick up on social cues, and hate to brush my hair, but that's okay.
You know what? That's probably the best side of the identity of being on the spectrum. It's nice to not overanalyze yourself and say, what am I not doing right? It's just a matter of saying, hey, you know what? Everyone else is a Ford. I'm a BMW. It's all good.
I'm going to read more about I love my kids because they, and I'm going to pan back. Harvard studied, not autistic kids, but they just did a long-term study on child raising. 30 years, which kids did the best. And their conclusion was amazing. The kids that did best were the parents who had the parents that seemed to enjoy them the most. So I'm getting a lot of
happier life, less stress, fewer sensory overloads. Makes perfect sense to me.
Stress reduction, yeah. Hartmut Novotny writes, I love my kids because they developed skills which I didn't have.
Again, part of the purpose of this evening is to share the general theme of we're all living, loving life. It's not about a condition. It's about how many things go way above it. Now, Lim Lab La. What did Lim Lab La say?
This is important. Lynette Louise, also known as the Brain Broad, is a fantastic worker with autistic kids. She does neurofeedback, she does play therapy, she has a TV show, she does consulting on Skype, and if people have severe problems with behavior, I will refer them to the Brain Broad. And that's easy to remember, right? The Brain Broad. She wrote, I love my kids, and she adopted 4 kids on the spectrum. She has 8 kids, 4 of them are adopted, 4 of them are on the spectrum. I love my kids because I choose to, every day, no matter what or why. I choose loving them. Yes, they are quirky, cute, crazy, awesome, adorable people, and easy to love. But I still choose it so that I can remain actively engaged in that love, minute to minute, child to child.
Oh, that's
blessed. She's awesome, the Brain Broad.
That is so wonderful. So very wonderful.
And I'm going to go back to an adult. Lottie Harlan wrote, I love my life because I have the most amazing friends and family I could ever hope for.
Pardon me, just going to scroll down here in case more questions are showing.
There was more. Oh, that's a very good question. Very good question. Okay. let me finish my. I love my life because I have the most amazing friends and family I could ever hope for, that accept me for who I am, no exceptions, and are always there to lift me up when I am down. Mindy Butcher, I love my kids because they are so honest. And if anybody's read Tony Attwood's book, Asperger's, it almost looks like we could really, really learn from the honesty, the guilelessness, no guile. And
is that really the name of the book, just Asperger's?
Tony Attwood wrote the main book called Asperger's.
We need to come up with more creative names.
Hans Asperger.
There's going to be a lot of books about this in the future, and just having one just titled that, it's just...
Well, it was like the first book about it.
Oh, okay.
Tony Attwood.
That's fair.
I love my kids because they are life-changing. Angela Hosefield wrote, I love my kids because they have changed my heart into something wonderful I never imagined could be. Her kids changed her heart. Emma Craig, I love my kid because she is so funny, happy, crazy, unpredictable, and because she makes me see the world in a different way. Love. I'm proclaimed.
Come on.
Thank you.
Mom.
I love my kid, Joan McQuillan wrote, because he helped me see life better, thus made me a better person and mom. Walter R.D. Brown wrote, great kiss, love. Anna Lilia Montserrat Kardashian wrote, he inspires me. His quirky and nonchalant way of dealing with issues is uniquely part of his trademark. That's for sure. And if you know two autistic kids, you know how really, really different each one is.
It's snowflakes, you know?
Snowflakes.
We are all our own person, even though a medical title like this makes it sound like there's this uniform way we should understand it. It really is still a person-to-person thing. And mostly, they're awesome.
And that's why there isn't one answer to autism, except to love who they are.
Oh, there are answers to aspects, but apart from that, it's still a human being growing up and figuring out what they're going to do.
Yeah. I don't even know if there's one answer to how to get them to bed or how to increase their education.
I generally think walking upstairs is the best way to get to bed.
Yeah, okay, very good.
And most people seem to sleep on the second floor.
Jeanette Picasso, yeah, I love that name. I love my kids because they are my past, my present, and my future. I have 3 beautiful children, and although I struggled with my husband on our knees searching for a reason, and there is heartbreak when your expectations are different. Your idea for your kids gets changed. When you have autism, you don't know what's going to happen so much.
Well, generally, you don't know what anything's going to happen when you're a parent. The state of parenthood, as I understand it, is a default state of panic. You don't know what your kids are, and you assume they'll just be kids like you were somehow children. And then they'll somehow become adults like you somehow became an adult. But then you find out there's something amiss. The kid's left-handed, the kid has freckles, and then you worry. That's what you do. And I want to...
It's a long way from freckles to autism.
I'm just trying to make a point. Okay. Point that whether it's high functioning, low functioning, or whatever, much of the judging and decisions made for a kid's life is made by somebody whose one job it is, I'm pointing my finger here, whose one job it is to get revved up, ready to rally the troops and fix something, and sometimes, honestly, may not need to be fixed. This could be just a perfectly functional human being who's one George Carlin joke away from going, I get it, and then goes back to school and gets all A's.
That's the secret to autism, George. This reminds me of a comic strip I saw. It was 2 guys in a bar.
Or if you don't like George Carlin, you can go with Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor, it's a cure to autism. I saw a comic strip once, two guys at a bar, and
The Foxworthy's pretty nice too.
one turns to the other and he says, you know what would really fix me? He's looking depressed. He says, finally having a girlfriend who didn't want to fix me. And that really struck home. That really struck home. And acceptance of anybody goes a long way towards making them feel confident, relaxed, and giving you a baseline from which to work. And if you're really truly accepting what they are and where they are, and you don't feel high functioning is better than low functioning, or this part of the spectrum is better than that part of the spectrum, then you can really, really work with them where they are. I'm going to get off my soapbox and read other people's things. Although I struggled with my husband on our knees searching for a reason, thank you, Jeanette, I took comfort one day just to see them. My son reading away in his own world, my daughter laughing up a storm as if she was being tickled, and my baby at the time in my arms as she breastfed. She looked up and just cuddled my chin, as if to say, chin up. Years later, I have the beautiful children, prayers answered, miracles when we were told life could not be. I have many regrets, like I worried too much, I panicked, I sobbed, I cried over the loss of life my children would never have. But now I am inspired. My son is so brilliant. My daughters may be non-verbal and delayed, but they are always happy and always communicate. I love my children because they inspired my life and others. Thank you for letting me share. Wow.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Because I want you to know that adults can be happy. If you have a 7-year-old or if you have an 11-year-old and you wonder if they could be happy, I want to read from adults. Edgar Callister, I love my life because I see things differently. Thurman Silks writes, I love my life because why not? What's the alternative? Also, I take Faith's point about being different, but it seems obvious to me that every person is different. No one has experienced what you have. No one has exactly the same goals, ideas, and desires for the future. Personally, I don't give a fig for what anyone else thinks, what is the norm, or much else except to respect others' space to do the same.
Very well put.
Yeah.
Very well put.
Donna Phillips wrote, I love my life because of my animals. They are the loves of my life. I love a lot of other stuff and people too, but that they came first to mind. Janet Miseta Roboski Nielsen wrote, I love my life because God is good all the time. Leith McMurray,
Faith is good. Faith is good.
I love my life because as I get older, I feel my brain is expanding and on fire with great ideas and projects. The lack of confidence I used to have, which held me back from attempting many things, has turned to assurance. That's a life gone good. Another adult, Michael M. wrote, I love my life because I am a Lion Wiley Aspie. Normalness is but an Aspie step away. Lion Wiley is the author of Pretending to be Normal.
Lovely.
Catherine Walters wrote, I love my life because I can spend time with animals. An anonymous contribution was, I love my life because I accepted fully autism and the gifts it gave me along with its challenges. That's something. Feeling that you're wrong, that you're made wrong. There's somebody who wrote, I don't know if
nobody should ever feel that way. Nobody should ever feel that. But they should feel proud for accomplishing. Yeah, pass that down.
There was somebody who wrote, I don't think I copied it here, because God doesn't make, I love my life because God doesn't make ugly.
Well, ever see an anglerfish? But that's beside the point.
Lee Pritchard wrote, I would not change my Asperger's syndrome for the world. I would not change my Asperger's syndrome for the world. I, too, am passionate and proud to be an Aspie. So this is really serious.
Well, I laugh when I'm happy, all right?
No, I'm not criticizing you for being serious. I'm telling them to take this seriously. Because when you talk about curing autism, you're not talking about helping the people and accepting them and accentuating what their positives are. You help them with what they need to be helped with. But there are people who don't want to talk about being cured anymore than, and this is an extreme analogy, there are disadvantages to being a woman. You have to spend several hours in childbirth if you get pregnant. That's no fun at all. But I don't want to be cured of being a woman. You understand, talking about being cured is very sensitive to some people.
For some people, it is a fearful condition, like it is advertised in the media. But for a lot of us, it's just simply a part of who we are. And who we are is something to be proud of by default. If you shame that, you shame the man, and the man is clearly strong enough to not need the shame.
I like that. I love my life because it's rather unique. I love my autism because I am unique and gifted in many ways. That's from Laurie K. Hobbs.
Excellent.
John May Adams did write. I did copy it. God don't make ugly. Whoever you are, you're beautiful. Joe Stoner wrote, the meaning of life is to bring life meaning.
A good phrase, though a little bit of Sphinx from Mystery Men on that one. By the way, high five if you like the movie Mystery Men. Right.
I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Eonetta Charbonneau wrote, the meaning of life is sometimes to bring joy and strength to others in your life. Jacob Howard.
I can respect that.
Jacob Howard writes, I love my life because I get to see what happens next. Paula Nash wrote, I love my life because I am so blessed. I'm grateful for every second and every breath. These are people on the autistic spectrum. I learned to heal and accept my life and myself. I know who I am. Lottie Harlan wrote, I love my life because I have the most amazing friends and family I could ever hope for that accept me for who I am, no exceptions, and are always there to lift me up when I am down. Antonio Tsangaris wrote, I love my life because that enrages mean people.
Good on you, man. Good on you.
The best revenge is feeling good.
Haters gonna hate.
Fabian Fleury wrote, I love my life because I'm proud to be who I am. And Jack Waraps, who wrote very imaginative thing, very imaginative. Jack, kudos to your imagination. I love my life because although going outside is still pretty damn hard, at least internet people think I'm cool sometimes. And he also wrote, I love my life because it's always 100 degrees in the city, and that's swimming weather. So I know he's getting out to swim.
It's always a concern with how well you're going to be able to make friends, and my answer is there's 6 billion people out there. You can find very specific friends. You can find a good large group of friends who happen to own acorn trees in their backyard. It's a big world. Internet makes it a small one, and you can meet as many friends as you need to.
Brenda Home now.
Or you can go to a college where everybody is already paying a few grand to have friends like that.
Well, I find Star Trek friends. That's my deal.
But she won't watch Babylon 5. My one shame for my mother. She will
I
not
listen
watch
to the
Babylon
Beatles,
5.
not the Stones. I'm a little particular that way. Linda Imler wrote,
It's a good show.
I love my son because I intended him, because I intended to have him. I believe that I owe him a deep love, the selfless, non-judgmental kind. It's not hard. Loving my child is easier than anything else I ever do in life. Motivation is never an issue. I can imagine that on my deathbed, I will hear him say, Mom, and I will jump up automatically to address his needs. Although there are countless characteristics he possesses that I would not trade for the world, I think that a deeper reason I love my son is because he brings out the best in me. He is a unique person for whom I am responsible because I brought him into this challenging world. Raising him is making me braver and stronger daily, just like all moms and dads. I'm on a later time zone. Love your relationship with your son. On a later time zone, so off to bed for the boys. Good night. Thank you, Nicole.
Oh.
Fantastic. I love my kid, Brenda Holm Elsen wrote. He has made me a better person than I ever dreamed I could be just by being so uniquely awesome. And Jen Phi wrote, my child just ran up to me and said, miss you, Mama. He is my heart child. Bruce Nathan Cameron wrote, love the boy he was and love the man he has become. And if you're seeing a theme here, loved kids and happy adults. Wow.
Very nice.
About 10 more. I'm going to let you talk a little bit.
Let me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it'd be good if we had a question. Can we scroll down on the feed of it?
It's late. My 13-year-old grandson is on the spectrum, and I celebrate who he is and the joy he brings to us every day. You know,
like I've tried to say before, I have several friends who are on the spectrum who are living successful, hardworking lives, graduated from Princeton, getting high-paying jobs. But I would be lying if I said that there weren't some that did need help and support for the long run.
And we enjoy them.
Again, snowflakes. We're all different about this. My main goal in all of this is to illustrate that somebody you think doesn't have many opportunities actually has a ton of their own that you just need to let them, pursue.
Love what they love.
But there are still some people out there that we do need to support and be active for.
I have 7 more I love my kids because. Can I read them?
Go
I
ahead.
want to read them.
Just going to step back for a bit.
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I'm not leaving.
Oh, we got a comment.
You got a comment coming?
Yeah, mothers of autism have taught me one valuable lesson. Love your kids for everything, because some of us take that for granted. A mom of a non-talking autistic child loves to hear the words mom from their child. Other moms want to change their name. I'm not sure what that means.
Change their name?
Yeah. If somebody's bothered that they're hearing the word mom, mom, mom all the time, I think she's saying, think of how much it means to a mother of a non-speaking child when they finally say mom. That's really precious. Thank you. I don't know who wrote that. Oh, I think that's Nicole. That's the Nicole I met, and she's a wonderful advocate. Her kids are typical kids, neurotypical. That's the politically correct way to say normal.
You normal people.
You normal people.
Hey, you're all fine. We're all fine. I'm
Dawn,
okay, you're okay.
I'm going to blast through these so I don't cry. Dawn May Adams, I love my kids because it will not be over until I'm gone. Susan Warbarton, my hubby is also undiagnosed. He probably was moderate like my son. He has a bachelor's degree in engineering, good career for autism, with honors and a postgrad degree in computer science. I've just been advised. He also has a master's degree with first-class honors in computer science. That is why I try to promote this positive outcome. If it was possible for my hubby, I don't understand why I can't dream the same for my son.
Exactly. Exactly.
There are tons of successful autistics with parents that made a big difference. I don't know what this word means, MIL, mother-in-law, knew my hubby was different. He would flap and jump, run off when they went out. He did not talk fluently till he was 3, and a few other telltale signs. My mother-in-law assumed he was just this amazing genius, not that he was broken. You were talking about how the successful people have disappeared.
Well, it's not disappeared. It's
are not visible.
It's a very simple conundrum of the culture and condition. The moniker of autism, autistic spectrum, Asperger's, even though it may be helpful to identify yourself as that to help explain some awkwardness. If you have grown up like me with that title, the one thing you want is to be free of it. So once you become successful, once you become self-sustaining, integrated, many of the successful autistic spectrum, Asperger's spectrum people simply become invisible. As a result of them just fitting into society so well and not trying to draw attention to their condition, rather draw attention to their personalities and their successes, it makes the world seem like there are no successful people
with autism.
Yes,
and
we can't very well make these people, like many of my friends have this spectrum condition, but they're successful. I'm making the book so they don't have to.
Yeah.
I want them to live their own lives, and I also want to reassure all the parents and their kids out there that, it is pretty darn common to just have a successful, straightforward life. You're just not going to have to say anything else besides, "Hello, my name is." That's all you'll ever have to explain to people.
Well, right now the stats are coming out. There have been a couple articles in scientific journals that they think that 10% of people with autism can wind up with that kind of outcome, the best possible outcome. I think as we develop understanding of
I know
it,
people with way better outcomes than me, so they're obviously wrong, right?
well, Matt, when does autism interfere with your life?
Well, apart from the earlier jokes about picking up dating cues, really not much.
No, not much.
I mean, if I do get a sensory overload or things
you don't like to go into a disco, but neither do I. It's just too much.
Yeah, just stay out of the disco and stay off of roller coasters. But some of my friends who are on the spectrum are roller coaster addicts. They just can't handle handshakes. It's all weird.
Yeah.
It's snowflakes. It's all different and all fine.
This is what I want to say. If your kid can't talk, what you have to do is listen harder. They can't communicate, you have to listen harder. This is my regret when Matt was on medication. He did his best to tell me that he was miserable, and I couldn't hear it. I was just in the situation. I was doing what the psychiatrist said. You have to listen harder. And what you listen with is the same way you listen with a baby, is what makes them happy, what makes them sad. And of course, a person can get into a rut with stims or repetitive behavior to deal with their anxiety, but draw back and take the bigger picture of what's making them happy and moving them forward, because that's real happiness. Okay, that will lead to bigger possibilities and real happiness. Trauma F. Newell writes, I love my kids because they mean the world to me. My life wouldn't be complete without them. God bless.
Okay, I guess the new ones appear at the top, not the bottom.
Jacqueline Badeau Venditti, I love my son because he has taught me to appreciate little things in life and not take things like being able to communicate for granted. It sounds like you have a communication with him that's wordless. Becky Perron wrote a whole page.
All right.
I love my son because my autistic son has shared more of the true world around us with me than any other person in my life. He was diagnosed at the age of 2.5. At that moment in my life, I felt as though there was no hope and I would have this disabled child who would be shut out of life as we know it and rejected by others. Thanks to my daughter-in-law who helped me realize all I needed to do was grieve the dreams I had for this child and open myself to his world, we have come far. My son was interested in trains and would obsess over them. At the age of 5, we were able to take him on a 4-week journey through all of Canada. At this time, he learned his great-grandfather helped build the Canadian Railway. As we heard stories from family, countless museums, and can't leave out the train rides, I saw something else in him. This was his interest, and he could not get enough information about diesels and steamies. His mind was open to knowledge, and I could not feed it enough. He needed to see, touch, and understand every aspect and history behind each and every car. This is when I started to truly see the world through his eyes. I must say that I still have to work at it from time to time, but his world can be much brighter than the one most of us get stuck in. Just as my son can be a sponge for the right knowledge at the right time, so can we all. Open your hearts and minds and eyes. You just might be surprised. Oh, damn. Thank you. That's Becky Perron.
That was big.
That's the cover Matt drew for the book. There is an ebook, audiobook, and quality paperback. Quality. Yeah, which is almost 300 pages. 2 more. Kimberly Conan Shower wrote, I love my son because he sees things differently than I do, and we need that. I believe he is the one who experiences the world the way it is. Experiences the world the way it is supposed to be seen, in a simple, uncomplicated way. He takes things so literally. Isn't that the way things were meant to be taken before us neurotypical people started complicating things with sarcasm and mixed signals? I like the way.
What's wrong with you people in the civilization you made?
I like.
Why is tot not spelled T-O-T? Why does it have A-U-G-H in the middle?
Well, our social signals also have those kinds of things. I like the way he sees the world. He's amazing. He is a gift. And Joanne Dacombe, who's a fantastic advocate, she's on many, many autistic adult pages. I love my son because he loves me too. I love my son because he taught me patience. I'm hoarse, and I'm thankful. What a wonderful army of fantastic parents are out there.
And I think we made up for the lost time we had at the